Hi, this is Gilles, the radio prepper. And if you want to know how to send absolutely private messages, this video is for you. You don't necessarily have to be a radio operator or prepper or anything to do so. I'm going to be explaining a skill that definitely all radio operators and preppers should know. And that's how to send an encrypted message using what is called a one-time pad. Now you can do so, of course, with a radio, and a perfect candidate for that would be using, of course, Morse code or digital modes. But you could also do it simply using a piece of paper and send a letter to someone that you don't want anybody to know the contents of. The one-time pad has one big advantage, is that it's unbreakable, because simply the output is as random as the pad, the input that you use to encode it. So nobody can break your one-time pad. The disadvantage is that both the sender and the recipient must have a copy of the one-time pad. And that one-time pad has to be absolutely random. Now, there are different ways of generating random numbers, and of course, these days we mostly use computers. But computer random generators are not truly random, they're pseudo-random. Now, people use sometimes electronic devices that use radioactive decay or wind gusts or any natural phenomena that is truly random. During World War II, people were using those lotto balls, in a big sphere and with a handle, crank them, and the ball comes out, and of course there is a letter on it, and it's supposedly random. So the more random your input is, the more random your output will be, and of course it will be unbreakable that way. Only, of course, if you use the pad one time. That's why it's called a one-time pad, not a two-time pad. Learn to do it and practice it. Have fun with your friends, send some messages. And before I go on, though, I will say that sending an encrypted message via radio is illegal, so don't do it. You'll get in trouble. We're not going to care about the space character or numbers at this time. Of course, you could extend your alphabet to add a space and the numbers and use it the same way as the regular 26-letter alphabet. We'll start here with the one-time pad we generated. So these are random characters, 5 of them. Of course, for a longer message, the one-time pad would be a number of 5-letter blocks, but we just need a few here for this demonstration. Hello is the text we are going to send, and that is going to be encrypted. Of course, we don't want anybody to know that we are saying hello, so we're going to code it using the key here. You see at the bottom we have the alphabet and corresponding numbers. We start at 0, that's important. So A to Z, 0 to 25. Now we're going to count the number for the letter G, and actually we wrote everything down here, so we see that G is number 6. H is number 7. So we have 6 plus 7, we add the 2, which equals to 13. And 13 is an N. So this H here becomes N. Then we do the same for E, which is equal to 4. So we have 4 plus 4 equals 8, which is equal to I. We move on to the L and the X here. X is 23. L is 11. And of course, we run into a problem here because that's equal to 34. And we have only, of course, 26 letters in the alphabet. So what we're going to do is to start from the beginning. So we'll go to 25 is Z, then we go A, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. letter I, so we get an I again. Then we have O equals 14. We have another L, which of course is again 11. So that would be 25. And that's Z. We have J is 9. O is 14. That would be 23. And that's going to be an X. Our hello becomes NIIZX. And you can see here, although we have two L's, they become I and Z, so different letters. And of course, this output is totally random, as random in fact as the ciphertext we used. Now we're going to decode our encrypted message. So let's say we received this. Of course, we don't know what it means, but we place our key here below it because we're going to subtract this time. So if we have n equals 13, g equals 6, and of course 13 minus 6 equals 7, which is equal to h. And we keep on going. We have I equals 8, E equals 4, 8 minus 4 equals 4, which is equal to E. I equals 8, X equals 23. And here again, we have a problem because we're going to have a negative number. So 8 minus 23 equals minus 15. And we don't quite know what to do with that. And what you have to do is to add 26 to that number. So minus 15 plus 26, that equals 11. And of course 11 is equal to L. Z, 25, minus O, 14, again equals 11, so that's another L. And the last one, we have X, which is 23, minus J, 9, and that of course would be equal to 14 equals O, and we end up with hello. And that's it. We have encrypted and decrypted an absolutely unbreakable message. Believe it or not, this method of sending encrypted messages is still used today. I once heard 5-letter groups sent in Morse code, seemingly random, on the radio. So there are still government agencies sending messages to their spies, who knows where, because it's simply unbreakable. One good advice I can give you though, do not send messages encrypted on the radio, because you will get in a lot of trouble. It's illegal. So don't do it. It's not worth it. Also, another good advice is do not travel internationally with a one-time pad in your luggage because boy, I can't imagine if someone sees it, you'll have a lot of explaining to do and they might not believe you. What I do suggest you do is to practice this method of encoding and decoding messages. In case you ever need it, as unlikely as that might be, you want to remember how to do it. So make a game out of it. Send a message to your wife, your boyfriend, your sister. Have fun with it. And remember that if you want absolute privacy, your one-time pad must be absolutely random, and that's not easy to do. Make sure also that you use it only once and that you destroy both originals. Have a good one.